Call this meeting of the House Appropriations Committee to order. Please proceed with the roll call.
Chairman Harris,
Here.
Abney, Bellman,
Designation.
Brennan, Curry,
Designation.
Fleming,
Designation. I just saw him.
Friel,
Designation.
Gallagher, Guzman, Khan, Kincaid, Kozarowski,
Designation.
Madsen, Malagari, Mays, Mullins, Salisbury,
Designation.
Sanchez, Siegel, Waxman,
Designation.
Webster, Young, Chairman Struzzi,
Here.
Barton,
Designation.
Brown,
Designation.
DeVanzo, Ecker,
Designation.
Flood,
Designation.
Kale,
Designation.
Krupa,
Designation.
Kutz, Mako,
Designation.
Marcel,
Designation.
Mustello,
Designation.
Nelson,
Designation.
Allsummer, and Warner.
Designation, and Representative Mostello is here.
Okay.
Representative Fleming is here. We have a quorum. All right.
Mako and Flood are here as well. Thank you.
Okay. On our agenda today, we have a lengthy agenda of bills that we will re-report, as well as bills we report as a standing committee. On our agenda today are House Bill 96, House Bill 103, 492, 504, 740, strike that, 754, 986, 992, 1200, 1330, 1332, 1333, 1334, 1335, 1336, 1337, 1338, 1339, and 1340. Committee Executive Director, please provide a brief overview of all of the bills.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 96 amends the real estate tax sale law by adding a section allowing a property owner to designate an individual to receive delinquent real estate tax notification. House Bill 103 provides for rules and penalties for abandoned and derelict boats, as well as boats that are in danger of becoming derelict. House Bill 492 repeals the preemption of local municipalities' authority to ban rodeos. This legislation would take effect immediately. House Bill 504 creates the Community Energy Act to allow for the creation of subscriber-based community energy projects. House Bill 754 provides flexibility within a set cap for cost of living increases in county pensions. House Bill 986 creates the freestanding Unfair Real Estate Services Agreements Act. House Bill 992 makes changes to the composition of the Pennsylvania Boating Advisory Board. House Bill 1200 provides for the legalization and regulation of adult-use cannabis in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. House Bill 1330 provides for the Commonwealth's General Fund appropriations for fiscal year 25-26. House Bill 1332 authorizes the maximum debt that can be incurred for fiscal year 25-26 for capital projects. House Bill 1333 makes appropriations for the professional licensure augmentation account and from restricted revenue accounts within the general fund for use by the Bureau of Professional and Occupational Affairs. House Bill 1334 makes appropriations from the Workmen's Compensation Administration Fund to the Department of Labor and Industry and the Department of Community and Economic Development for the expenses of administrating the Workers' Compensation Act, the PA Occupational Disease Act, and the Office of Small Business Advocate for fiscal year 25-26. House Bill 1335 makes an appropriation from restricted revenue account within the general fund to the Office of Small Business Advocate. House Bill 1336 makes an appropriation from the Public School Employees Retirement Fund to the Public School Employees Retirement Board to provide for its expenses for fiscal year 25-26. House Bill 1337 makes an appropriation from the State Employees Retirement Fund to the State Employees Retirement Board to provide for its expenses for fiscal year 25-26. House Bill 1338 makes appropriations from the Philadelphia Taxicabs and Limousine Regulatory Fund and from the Philadelphia Taxicab Medallion Fund to the Philadelphia Parking Authority for fiscal year 25-26. House Bill 1339 makes appropriations from the restricted revenue account within the general fund and from federal augmentation funds to the Public Utility Commission. And House Bill 1340 makes appropriations from the restricted revenue accounts within the state gaming fund and from the restricted revenue accounts within the fantasy contest fund and video gaming fund to the Attorney General, the Department of Revenue, Pennsylvania State Police, and the Pennsylvania Gaming Control Board for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2025 and June 30th, 2026, and for the payment of bills incurred and remaining unpaid at the close of the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. So ends the reading of the agenda, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Representative Curry is present. All right. So let's do this way. The chair calls up House Bill 96, House Bill 103, House Bill 986, and House Bill 992 as a package. Is there any discussion on the package?
Simply, Mr. Chairman, we do not see any fiscal impact from these bills, so Republicans will be a yes on this package. Thank you.
All right. Democrats will vote in the affirmative as well. So House Bill 96, House Bill 103, House Bill 983, and House Bill 97 will be re-reported from committee as a unanimous vote. House Bill 96, House Bill 103, House Bill 986, and House Bill 992 re-reported as committed. All right. All right. House Bill, Chair calls up House Bill 492. Is there any discussion on the bill?
We can do House Bill 504 and House Bill 754 if you'd like. Package with that, Chairman.
No, because some of them are re-reported and some of them are reported
Okay.
as a
All right.
standing. So,
That's fine.
yeah, so we're going to call up House Bill 492 as a standing committee, House Bill 492. Is there any discussion on that bill?
Yes, we have some concerns with that bill. I believe it was implemented as part of the fiscal code in last year's budget. It has not gone through another committee, and this is the first time we are seeing it today. So given that, the Republicans will be a no on House Bill 492.
Call the roll, 492.
Chairman Harris,
Yes.
Abney, Bellman,
Yes, all Democrats will vote in the affirmative.
Chairman Struzzi,
No, all Republicans will be a no on House Bill 492. Thank you.
Seeing that the ayes have it, House Bill 492 will be reported from committee. Chair calls up House Bill 504 and 754. Is there any discussion on this package of bills?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We do have concerns with potential fiscal impacts to the general fund and that of the retirement funds for county pensions. So on those two bills, Republicans will be voting in the negative.
Got you. Representative Bellman is present. Please call the roll on this package of bills, please.
Chairman Harris,
Yes.
Abney, Bellman, Brennan, Curry, Fleming, Friel, Gallagher, Guzman, Khan, Kincaid, Kozarowski,
Yes. All of the Democrats will vote in the affirmative.
Chairman Struzzi,
No, all Republicans will be negative.
Seeing that the ayes have it, House Bill 504 and 754 will be re-reported and referred to the floor. The chair calls up House Bill 1332, 1333, 1334, 1335, 1336, 1337, 1338, and 1339 before us as a standing committee. Is there any discussion on this package of bills?
No discussion, Mr. Chairman. Republicans will be voting in the affirmative.
Seeing as such, 1332, 1333, 1334, 1335, 1336, 1337, 1338, and 1339 will be reported out as a standing committee with a unanimous vote. Next, the chair calls up House Bill 1200. Is there any discussion on House Bill 1200?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. House Bill 1200 that would legalize recreational marijuana creates significant concerns, both from a procedural standpoint and a physical standpoint on this Commonwealth. I know that we spent a lot of time talking through the budget hearings on this topic, and we learned a lot of the agencies that will be involved in the implementation of this program were not really consulted as to how it would function, what the actual cost would be. We have significant concerns with the cost, given the current plan, which is different than what we had debated on during the budget process of the hearings. This plan would basically sell marijuana through the state store process through the LCB. The LCB has indicated to us that cost is going to be in the area to do this of about $260 million over the first 2 years, while the Department of Revenue states that it will only generate roughly about $15 million over the first year. So given that we're talking about this in the context of the current budget, where we know we have numerous fiscal challenges to overcome, first of all, the timing is not right for this. This bill, 170-plus pages, just introduced over the weekend, essentially. We've had minimal time to process it. We have a lot of questions, and this is a serious topic, as I think everyone will agree, that will affect our Commonwealth for many, many years to come. Good or bad, whether you stand on the legalization or not. From a physical standpoint, we have some very real concerns about the estimates that the revenue will generate, the cost to implement this program at a time when we are 6 weeks away from having to pass a budget. We also have some unanswered questions, and I don't know if your staff can answer them for us, but just in trying to process this bill, there's the mention of conversion license fees and that they will generate $1 billion. Do you know what those are, Mr. Chairman? Conversion license fees?
Sure. You gotta come to the mic.
Section 720 of the bill provides for 25 processor and 25 cultivator licenses, which the LCB could award in the case that they find that there is a need for them at $20 million each. So multiplying 50 times 20 million would arrive at $1 billion, and those proceeds are meant to be deposited into the general fund.
Hey, do you know when you would expect to see those fees or license fees come into the general fund? Is that where they would be distributed?
So the fees would most likely come in the initial year, which is 25, 26.
Okay. And then it mentions a 12% excise tax on the cannabis store sale price for regulated cannabis sold by cannabis stores. Is this sales tax also applied to these transactions, or is it simply the excise tax?
Sales tax does apply to these transactions as well, so it's 12% excise tax and 6% sales tax.
So it's an 18% tax then, essentially. Okay, and then lastly, the legislation includes a $100 million bond for startup and grant costs. There are no debt service payments in the bill coming out of the cannabis bond account. Is it for receiving the proceeds, not paying the debt service? And the question is, how is the bond going to be paid back?
So our estimates provides that in the first year, there's no debt service because that's 25, 26. So by the time actual bond is issued, we log in a debt service payment in 26-27 of $10.9 million. And as our fiscal note indicates, it's a 5.99% revenue bond for 20 years at a level of principal. So that's how that, basically the money that goes into the revenue fund, the cannabis revenue fund, would pay for this because it's a revenue bond.
So the cannabis fund would pay for the bond, not the general fund?
That is correct.
Okay. All right, I think that those are the few questions that we had, Mr. Chairman. Again, I think that this process is, we're moving forward very quickly with this legislation. I understand this is part of the budget discussions, and we're going to be getting to the budget bill here shortly, and this is the beginning of the process. But at this time, I don't think we have enough information to push a bill of this magnitude forward. And with that said, Republicans will be a no on this legislation.
Chairman, you just said y'all had questions. He just answered all your questions. I would thought y'all was getting the answer so you could be a yes.
Those are the few questions we had today. I
He
think
answered
there's a
all your
whole lot
questions.
more.
The man answered every one of your questions.
He did. I didn't say he answered them the way we wanted to hear them answered.
Oh, okay, all right. But he answered your questions,
But he
right?
did answer the questions.
Okay,
Thank you.
fair enough. All right. All right, any other questions?
We're good.
All right. Look, I think the Commonwealth has been discussing the legalization of adult use cannabis for years. And the reality is everybody around us has already done it. And when you talk to any other government official who's surrounding Pennsylvania, they thank us for all of our constituents who continue to go over the border, whether it's to New York or whether it's to New Jersey, and spend their dollars in their markets instead of spending their dollars in our market to benefit our constituents. So please call the roll.
Chairman Harris,
Yes.
Abney, Bellman, Brennan, Curry, Fleming, Friel, Gallagher, Guzman, yes, Kincaid, Kozarowski,
Yes.
Madsen, Malagari, Mays, Mullins, Salisbury,
Yes.
Sanchez, Siegel, Waxman,
Yes.
Webster, Young. Chairman Struzzi,
No, all Republicans will be no on House Bill 1200.
So disappointed. GT answered all your questions. Okay. The ayes have it, in House Bill 1200 will be re-reported to the floor. Chair calls up House Bill 1330 and 1340. Is there any questions on these bills?
No questions, Mr. Chairman. We know that House Bill 1330 is the general appropriations bill, beginning again of the process. We are concerned with the spending amount that is well beyond what we expect revenues to be. Given that, at this time, Republicans will be a no on House Bill 1330 here in committee. We also have concerns with House Bill 1340 related to the gaming fund because it does assume revenues from the skill games based on regulations that do not currently exist. So therefore, we will be voting in the negative on House Bill 1330 and House Bill 1340. Thank you.
Thank you. All of the Democrats will vote in the affirmative on House Bill 1330 and 1340. All of the Republicans,
We'll be voting in the negative.
seeing that the ayes have it, House Bill 1330 and 1340 will be reported out of this committee. I think that's everything. Seeing that there's no further business before this committee meeting stands adjourned.